Hey, scrappy people, it's Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a fun TRD DIY Your Scraps video. And instead of altering journal cards today, I am making mini Memorydex cards out of my Love List collection. These Memorydex cards are not full-size Memorydex cards. They are teeny tiny for my layouts, but they are super adorable, and I'm going to be making 9 of them today because I ended up with a lot of extra stickers printed out due to my printing company messing up a little bit. So I had so many extra stickers that I wanted to create something with all of these stickers. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my aim today. You can see I have all of the icons spread out around me, and I have sort of pre-planned just a little bit these cards so that this would go a little bit faster. So because I pre-planned, and I only took about 5 minutes to pre-plan, but because I pre-planned, this whole video took me maybe 20 minutes to make 9 of these cards, and it's just, I love them so much because what I talk about all the time on my DIY Your Scraps videos is that what this does is it not only makes scrapbooking down the line easier, but it makes my scrapbook pages look like I took more time to do them than I actually did, right? Because I'm pre-doing the work. Plus, this is a really great way for me to get out some creativity without having to scrapbook a whole layout, because let's face it, my kids are getting older now and I don't always have a whole lot to scrapbook about. There's not a page that I can do every day. So sometimes it's fun just to be creative in this way and not worry about having to fuss with a layout. So you can see that I'm using my iridescent stickers. I printed some of the icons for the Love List on iridescent sticker paper from Silhouette, and the iridescent sticker paper is just a little bit see-through. Actually, it's a lot see-through, but because of the iridescent nature of it, it's kind of masked a little bit by the shine. So I'm using a lot of the iridescent stickers, and I also have a bunch of hearts on the side there that I've punched out using a punch from the remnants of the iridescent sticker paper after I had cut out the icons. So I am kind of incorporating those into some of these cards, not all of them, but a lot of them get the iridescent treatment. I'm using these hearts, and they're kind of hard to see on camera unless they're at the right angle, but you'll see when I pick it up when I'm done with this card how cool they are when they flash and catch the light. So we're moving right along here. You can see that each one of my Memorydex cards are actually a different shape. What I did last year was I made myself a bunch of templates for actual Memorydex cards because I bought a Memorydex roller system thing, thinking that it might be a fun way to do some creative things, but I didn't end up actually loving having a Memorydex. It wasn't really my thing, but I spent some time creating all of these Memorydex card shapes. So this was a great way for me to use that work that I had already done and end up using the Memorydex cards, but in a way that it's actually going to work for me. So if you have things like that, things like Memorydex cards, and maybe you're not a Memorydex person, or you discovered that you're not a project lifer, or you don't necessarily enjoy journal cards, anything along those lines, it's always great to think outside the box and use up those supplies that you spent money on, that you spent time on, in a way that works for you. And so that's what I'm doing with these Memorydex cards, is I'm using those templates that I made in a way that works for me. And the way that it's going to work for me is as embellishments on my layouts. So there goes another one. Working our way right along, and you can see that each one of these Memorydex cards I actually cut out of a different 3x4 patterned card. So I don't end up using a ton of the pattern cards in my own personal scrapbooking. So this was also a really great way to use up those ones that I obviously had printed for my unboxing videos and wasn't necessarily going to use easily down the line. So I'm using that plus scraps from other 3x4 patterned cards to create that banner. I just have some bits and pieces and scraps on the side there that I'm pulling from. I actually just remembered doing this card that I had those paper strips there, so I decided to incorporate some of them. There are a ton of sentiments in the Loveless collection, so that made this super easy to put together, although I didn't want to put too many sentiments specifically on this card, so instead of using that heart, I'm going to use this heart that doesn't have any words on it. I have this strip of iridescent sticker paper that has hearts punched out of it from punching those hearts that you see there on the right hand side. So I keep trying to incorporate that, and I will eventually incorporate it into a card, but you keep seeing me lay it over some of these cards trying to figure it out. I think it actually might end up on this card. I'm not sure though. Oh no, not this one. So that's another title from the sticker sheet and a label from the sticker sheet as well. Trying to mix it up a little bit, make sure I don't use iridescent stickers on every single layout. I want to incorporate some of the cardstock ones as well. You can see how simple that was and how easy it came together. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. This project is always the sum of its parts being greater than each individual part. So you'll see once I have all of these done and I lay them back out, you can see how adorable they are together, how cute they are as a group, which is kind of what I was going for this project, rather than hyper focusing on each card and making it super, ornate or busy. So now I'm going to use that iridescent strip of punched out hearts, and I'm going to put it right above. And gosh, it's so funny how hard it is to pick up how cool that paper is on camera, but you'll see again when I pick it up and it catches the light how fun it is. If you don't get this song stuck in your head, you are lucky. I'm using a lot of these tabs as well. They make great little layering pieces. But this one's feeling a little bit lopsided, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do. Of course, I'm going to add in a little heart, or not a heart, a flower. I have lots and lots of flowers on the side here. Some of them are single flowers, some of them are clusters. Some of them are bigger than others. So I'm just trying to make each one work. Between all of the flowers and all of the hearts in this collection, I had a lot to work with. Don't want to cover up that iridescent heart strip too much, so I did leave it a little bit peeking out there. Covered it up probably more than I wanted to, but that's okay. Trying to incorporate in this circular journal piece, since I hadn't incorporated any circles into these cards yet. It's easier to use the rectangular stuff on something like this, so I'm challenging myself with this circular label. I'm going to add in one of these big iridescent hearts. I felt like that word paper or that word card was a little bit busy, and of course you can still see the words through it, but when it catches the light it kind of detracts from how busy that background paper is, so it worked for me. Added in a couple little black hearts to pull some of the black in from the background. And I decided that instead of making that a label, I was gonna put one of the circular stickers over the top of it. So we're gonna do this XOXO. There we go. So cute. Ah, I love them. All right, moving on to this one. I love this pink and white stripe. I'm gonna make this whole card super pink. Just gonna go with it. Let me use one of these watercolor stickers as well. I'm going to add in this black paper like it's washi tape. So I cut it super thin so it kind of looked like washi tape. That way that black "Oh Happy Day" isn't just standing out all on its lonesome and looking weird on that pink card. So now we've got extra black there and it works out a lot better. Then of course we have to layer in some flowers. Gonna do this iridescent one. Gonna put it underneath everything. There we go. And then I'm going to add one more flower to this card, and that is all 9 of them. So I'm going to add this one more flower and then pull them all on camera so that you can see them all together. But if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. And I will put a link to the Loveless collection in the description box below. Thank you.